Yeah, we didn't have pizza for dinner.
Well, this location. Yeah. Some interesting things we found in working with the data. I'm going to leave that to Will, who did the heavy lifting. But just some things that I wanted to talk about. So OI newspaper, for all of you who don't know, it's a Spanish language newspaper, daily, owned by the Tribune. 13 people. Up until Will joined us as an intern, we had no developers on premises. We would beg, borrow, and steal time from the Chicago Tribune news applications team. That was always beg, borrowing, and stealing because they are very busy people. So we started out trying to figure out what project Will might have as a first go. Honestly, just gambling and saying, let's do something that's low impact, that's not going to take a lot of our time, resources, and provide for us an environment in which we can, in the newsroom, learn how to work with a developer on something that's not a side element of a journalistic project. Because oftentimes what happens in newsrooms is the editorial people lead the conversation, and then the developers are brought in almost as ancillary elements to the project. So here we really wanted to marry Will's talent and potential with the opportunity of the data set and the experience of our lead investigative editor and database reporter, Jeff Kelly-Lowenstein. So we picked food inspections because it was on the data portal. And we decided right away that we wanted to go directly for mobile because we figured people would be looking for whether or not their restaurant passed or failed while they were going to eat or perhaps in front of the specific establishment. We wanted to have it auto update. One of the things that we end up running against as journalists is we'll usually use FOIA to obtain data sets. In this case, inspections happen so frequently that by the time we had our FOIA fulfilled, the data would be old. So that was another requirement. And then lastly, that we could look at the data itself and use it as a reporting tool. The app is pre-beta. It's fully responsive. We don't want to put it in any store. It does have an API, if I'm correct. It's all open. One of the other challenges that we face in news, in the news business, is often our managers, our supervisors want us to immediately monetize. And in this case, we wanted to establish a presence, both within the space that you guys are all here to learn about. So this is our first contribution to GitHub, which Will established. When it came time to write about the project and write about what went into it and some of the decisions we made, Will wanted to know where should we publish that stuff? Should we put it on our website? The best idea I thought was to put it on GitHub pages so that we could continue to establish ourselves in social coding communities. And then I'm going to leave it up to Will. I just want to talk a little bit about, if you guys can test it, a lot of the really exciting parts for us were really participating with Will on the building of this project. The fact that it works that fast is insane, and it's all Will's work. At one point, it was taking too long to load on search. So this is all browser-based. We know people are going to be using 3G networks, in some cases even worse. And so in trying to figure out how to limit the search, Will had established radius as a way to do that, and then applying trigonometry, figured that you could actually limit even more by doing the square, and I forget how much faster it got, but substantially.
About 15 seconds faster?
Which is eternity in mobile app land. So we're ecstatic with this, our first app. We are hiring a lead developer. Within the next 2 to 3 months, the job opening is available online. We are interested in continuing to work on hackathons and understanding the sort of applications that the community is interested in building, rather than us deciding in the newsroom what the community needs to know. And from there, I'm going to hand it over to Will.